Hello everyone, good morning. Thanks for joining. C2H first order, first month, this is the first month, first batch. April month order, go to higher first. So already LinkedIn and then other social medias பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. It's a 3 days career change program. What are the things we are going to do now? I will quickly explain. Okay, so we are having 3 days. So in the first day, we are going to learn and prepare the interview questions with some short notes. So what are the keywords you should include in the answers? That and all we are going to discuss it, and I'm going to explain the questions and then answers with the students, those who are joined this batch, and they are going to prepare for it. First, we are going to split them into the two people, and then they are going to learn and prepare the questions. So from the each group, how they are answering, how they are conveying, how they are communicating the answers, how they are practically learn, and how they are explaining, and all the things we are going to see. And then we are going to select the top performance from those batches, and then those batches only move to the day two, that is a skill challenge. So those who have prepared well, those who have did well in the first day one of challenge, they will be moved to the day two of skill challenge. In the day two of skill challenge, they are having the coding or the design track, depends upon their interest. I think mostly here they have choose to move only the coding thing. So in the coding thing, we are going to give some problems with the answers also. So, and for the designs, we are going to give the graphical designs. They can use any other tools they know, and with that programs, they can prepare the questions and then answers, how they can do the codings and all. So in the day one and the day two, why we have arranged like this means, in the day one, what are all the questions, interview questions and then answers we are going to share, right? So that is the most frequently asked questions, and that is the only questions they will ask from the freshers to 1 year of experience. So, and in the day two, the codings that we are going to give the questions, coding questions, that are all the questions will be mostly asked interview questions in the most of the companies. That will be included for both freshers and then experience up to 1.5 years experience. And those who have passed in the day one and the day two challenges, they will be moved to the day three challenge. The day three challenge, we are going to give a mini project using an AI. So they can use an AI. And they can build the project that we are going to give, the some topics we are going to give. So with the topic, with the requirements, they are going to build the whole project, the working project using an AI, and they can present their many projects within the time we have mentioned. So in these 3 days, who has performed well, they will be getting the skill based batches. And even the day one persons who have learned, who have performed well, they may not perform well in the day two, so that persons also will get the skill based batches. And all the participants who are participated in this um, program, they will be getting the participation certificates. And then we will provide the whole interview preparation again. There is a github link will be given to the students who aren't all joined here. So in that interview preparation kit, they can able to see the interview questions, most frequently asked interview questions, and then the Java roadmap to prepare, and then day 30 plans with the day 1 to the day 30, how they can prepare for the Java interview within the 30 days. And then the programs. So most asked interview programs, Java programs will be included in the preparation kit. And also, so in the third day, they are going to build a project up. So the project they may not build, so they may not build before, and then the requirements we are going to give them for the mini project is totally different. It will be equal to the working real-time working experience. So they will get a confidence to attend the interviews by attending this code challenge. So I hope you're all joined here. and some of them have joined through online, and some of them have came offline also. So give me some time. I will split into the batches, and then we can start with the day one. Yeah, thanks for waiting. Today we can start with the day one challenge. That is, I'm going to explain some questions. So the questions and all they are going to prepare it, and at the end of the day, they will learn the whole day, and then in the end of the day, I'm going to ask the questions. So I'm not going to directly ask these questions that I have already told you. I will ask some differences. I will ask some real time examples. I will ask some example coding, or else I will ask the differences that I have not mentioned in the question. So each and every question, so you have to deeply learn. So my motive is each and every questions you should learn very in a real time manner, and you should practically learn it. So then only you can able to answer the questions that I'm going to ask. So I will start with the first question. So you can take a short notes, and also we are going to give the answers also with these questions. So this is a part one questions. So after they have prepared the part one questions, we are going to add the part two and then part three questions also. So first go with the first questions. That is an method overloading and an overriding. You all know, right? So method overloading and then overriding. So even though I will explain with some examples, I like that if you have explained in the interview, it will be easy for you to crack the internet. Okay, so method overloading, you may all know, right? So tell your answers. What are all the things you know? Yes, very good. So method overloading is same method name and different parameters. Yes, so this is one of the most important keyword that you have to tell in your interview when they are asking you about a method overloading. Okay, so I will explain with some simple example. If you're all okay with the Tamil, I can also explain in Tamil. Okay, so for example, we are going for an tour with our family. Okay, so நம்ம ஒரு tour போறோம், ஒரு ஃபேமிலியா போறோம், like mother, father, and your brother, sisters, and then ஃபேமிலியா நம்ம வந்து போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். So we have stopped somewhere. So we are traveling in a car, and yeah, we are stopping somewhere, and like I am going to order. Stopping somewhere to have a tea. Okay, so I'm stopping near the bakery, and we are ordering a tea. Okay, so my mother is telling that she wants a tea without a sugar, and my father is telling he wants half sugar, and I'm telling I want more sugar, and my brother is telling like he don't want a tea, he want a black tea without a milk, like that he's saying. Okay, so they are ordering the tea. Okay, so tea is a common one. Okay, so they are going to ask the tea, but someone wants with sugar, someone wants without sugar, and someone wants without milk, and someone wants with more sugar. Okay, so they are going to order and tea, but there is some difference, right? So each one want a different taste, different ingredients. They want more or less like that they want, right? This is the overloading. Okay, so same functionality, but it's going to react in different ways. Okay, so I will write one program so it will be easy for you to understand. Like we are all know, right? What is method? No? Yes. So method is nothing but we to achieve any functionality. For example, ஒரு கோடிங் நான் ரைட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன், ஒரு லாஜிக் நான் ரைட் பண்றேன். அந்த லாஜிக்ல we are having more functions to act அப்படின்றப்போ எந்த ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டியா இருந்தாலும் நம்மளால அந்த மெத்தட் யூஸ் பண்ணி தான் நம்மளால என்ன பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்னா we can achieve it, right? So see here, this is a method, and YT அப்படின்றது வந்து என்னன்னா it's of one of the function, but someone wants with sugar, someone wants without sugar, someone wants more sugar அப்படின்றப்போ, so they are changing the parameters alone. Okay, so T is one of the functionality, so same functionality, but they want it in a different ways. So just we are going to change parameters alone. Okay, so for example, the tea, white tea with the string of sugar, and then no sugar, and then more sugar, less sugar, like that we can add. Okay, sorry. So always whenever you are using your method names or the string names, so always it should start with a small letter. That is a camel case. We will usually tell what's a camel case means. If the variable name having the two words of the combination, the first word of first letter of the word should be in the small, and the second word of the letter should be in the capital letters. Okay, so see here, sati is one of the functionality, that is the main functionality, and it is going to prepare in a many ways, means we can change the parameters also. Okay, so sometimes we want less sugar or no sugar, means we can give it as an int, right? So like that. Okay, so same method name, see here, this is all the method, so method is used for a functionality, and the method same method name, but there is some different parameters in the sense, see here, this is having one parameter, and this is having one parameters, but it's having an integer type, and it is having the a long, and then parameters. Okay, so we can show the difference in the parameter in the wise of data type and also the number of parameters. Okay, you should show some difference in the parameter wise, but you can either show in the difference in the data type or else in the number of parameter, like that we can do. So this is your overloading. So method overloading அப்படின்றப்போ you have to tell this name, but in the sense of telling the different parameter, you have to tell the data type and the number of parameters, like that how I explained with the one real time example. You can explain in the interview also, if they are asking you about a method overloading. Okay, so next is your method overriding. Can you even tell if you know about a method overriding? Okay, so that is method related. This is class related. You're telling. Okay, so that difference you cannot able to tell that. I will tell you the reason. So I will tell you the definition first. Method overriding is nothing but the child. We are having some parent class, child class, super class, subclass, base class, child class. We are having some classes, right? So in that, the child class changes the parent behavior. That is your method overriding. Okay, so I will write it here. Take a note. Child class changes your parent or behavior. Okay, that is your method overriding. I will tell you with an example. For example, I will take yes, I will take a parent and child as an example, so it will be easy to remember. Keep in mind, like parent is say, so they both are going for a walking, like you think. Okay, so parent is asking a child to walk. Okay, but child is not walking, she is running. Okay, now I will run, like that she is telling. Okay, so now what is happening here? So parent is asking to walk, but child is asking, no, I will run. So this is your overriding, so method overriding. So somewhere the parent class they are having one method called walk, and in the child class, if they want to make some changes with the same method name they want to use, no, they can use. Okay, so I will write it here. For example, the class parent is there. See here, the class parent is selling. The walk is a functionality. Okay, so they are both talking about a walk, but parent is telling to walk, but child don't want to walk, so they want to run. So they can use the same method name, and they can edit or update or modify according to them. Okay, like we are telling, right? So whatever we say, the child will not accept, right? So if we are asking them to walk, they will run. Then we are asking them to study, they will not study, they will go to play, right? So like that, if there is a parent class and you are having the child class that is extends with your parents class, that is extends with your parent class. If the child wants the same function wants the functionality, but they want to make some modifications, yes, they can able to do it with this, but with the same method name they can use it. Okay, why we are using the same method name, same method signatures and all now? So it will show as a readability, and then it will be easy for the person who are reading the program. That should be a very readable, right? So whatever the function name, that is a method name we are going to give, that is related to your function's name, right? So here also the same function, here also the same function, they can able to use this method name same. As they are in the different class, they can able to modify this class according to them. Okay, so that is your method overriding. So method overriding, they are call it as a runtime, and method overriding, they are calling it as a compile time. Okay, so this is the first question we have seen, and then second question is, so class loader and Java. Any idea about class loader? So you can simply tell like a class loader is there, right? Reverse it. Okay, so you're going to load a classes. Okay, so loads the dot class files into the memory that is your class loader. Okay, so it's nothing but we are having the dot class files, right? Everyone knows about the dot class files. Yes, so in your project folder, if you are creating one Java class, so after you run, it will be converted to the dot class. What is the need of dot class? Yes, so the dot class will be having the bytecode. So whenever you want to transfer it from one system to the another system, independent of their OSS operating system, it will be work if you are sharing the dot class with the other person to other person to use this. So like that, the dot class files we are loading into the memory, that is your class loader. Okay, so there are having so many types in the class loader. So we are having the bootstrap extension and then applications we can use. And while explaining the class loader, you may expect the questions from JVM or class loading functions, class loading processes they will ask, and then memory about they will ask. Okay, so try to answer these questions also whenever they are asking you about a class loader, but the main keyword is you have to keep in mind this here, it is nothing but it will loads the dot classes files into the memory. And you also expect, you can expect the questions from JVM, loading the class process, and then the memory. Okay, so third one is, yes, inheritance. Inheritance, you all know, right? So inheritance, the name itself will it's having, right. So inheritance, that's nothing but the child property will get all the properties and the behavior from the parent class. That is your inheritance. I will write it here. One nothing but a child class is parent class is there. The child is extending with the parent, and then the child class can able to get the all the properties and then behaviors from the parent. For example, we can take the real example like father has a land and the son can able to get it, right. Son can able to gets it without any hard work, no hard work required, right? So they no need to take care of them, they no need to beg them and all, right? So if father has a land and then son can able to access it, right? So that's a inheritance. Okay, so if you are, want to if if you want to reuse some properties from the other classes, you no need to write the properties again. So we can be able to reuse the properties from the other classes, that is your inheritance, so that we can we can increase the reusability with the help of an extends keyword. That is very important keyword you can tell. And then you have to use extends keyword, and it is called as a is a relationship. If you're telling the inheritance is a relationship, you will surely expect a question like what is has a relationship and what is a difference between the is a relationship and then has a relationship, like that you will have a question. Okay, so try to prepare for that also, and then you can also tell them your reusability. Okay, so inheritance we are using mainly for the reusable purpose. Okay, so this is your inheritance, and the next one is your why we cannot override the static methods. Okay, so we cannot override our static methods, right? Why? Any idea? First, try to understand what is the static method, and think why the static methods cannot be overridden. So the static method, all we know, right? The static method is it belongs to the class. It belongs to the class, and it's not belongs to the object. Correct? Yes. So the static method always belongs to the class. It's not and belongs to the object. Only the non-static object we can call that non-static. Usually we call the static methods by with the help of class itself, right? The class name dot the static method or a name. But the non-static method we have to create an object, right? So without creating an object, how the overriding will happen? It will not happen, right? So that's why the static methods cannot be overridden. Try to understand the question. I will again tell you why we cannot override the static methods, because the static methods are belongs to the classes, not the objects. If it does not belongs to the object, how we can able to override? What is override concept? Overriding, you are using the you are inheriting the classes, right? So class child and the parent classes will be inherited, and then overriding it. So child class will use the same method name in the parent class, and they're going to modify something that is called as a overriding, right? So we cannot able to done the static methods overriding. Okay, so like that in the real time example, if you ask for this question now, for example, think like a company rule is static, like a company's rule is some static, so employee cannot override it. Okay, so for example, if a company have a rule like they should not take leave more than 10 days in a year, so they should not override that, right? So that is the overriding of the static method. So we cannot do it in the static methods. Okay, so while you are explaining this, you may if you are detailing explaining that, you may expect the questions like method hiding. They will ask you the method hiding, what is the class levels, methods, and then overriding, and then why no runtime polymorphism. Okay, so this and all the keywords you may expect while you are explaining this overriding static methods. Okay. So the next one is you're having. Can you tell us what the dynamic method dispatch is in Java? Okay, I'll better copy paste it from here. Yes, sir. So it's nothing but a method is calling method that is a method will be called, right? So method is calling at the runtime, that is called as a dynamic method. Okay, so whenever you are doing the method overriding, so when you're calling that method, now only it will call, right? So the method will get dispatch, right? That is your dynamic method dispatch. It is very easy question, but it is an indirect question. If you are seeing the question, you may think it is a different, but it's not a different. This is a method overriding. That is a polymorphism concept. That is a runtime binding. Okay, it's nothing but your polymorphism concept and your runtime binding. Okay, I will show you an example. For example, there is a parent class which is having a child class also. So, for example, I'm calling the parent, I'm creating an object for the parent class, but the constructor is a child one. Okay, so if I'm giving the parent dot show. Okay, so child method will run. So think like a parent is having the show method and child is also having the show method. If you want to run the show method of the child one, so you can use the constructor for while creating the object reference for the parameter. So now if we give p dot show, the show method will run. That is a show method that present in the child method. So this is called the data dynamic runtime binding, dynamic binding, and dynamic method dispatch or the polymorphism concept. Okay. So next one is here Java class path. Okay. So Java class path is nothing but a path. Okay. So where your Java um, sorry, where your Java looks for your classes. Okay, so whenever we are running the program, so it will look for the classes, right? So where you have saved your Java files, that is your Java class path. Okay, so for example, if you are finding some location in the Google map, so it's showing some locations, right? So for example, if I'm giving Mumbai in the Google Maps, so it will show the Mumbai, right? So likewise, if Java class is if the program is running and it's looking for the classes, it should be stored in some path, right? So that path is called as the Java class path. Okay. So when you're explaining this question, so you may expect the um, questions like environmental variable and the class location. Okay, so you may expect the questions like this. So better you can explain this both too when you are explaining the class path. Okay, so this is your class path, and the next is what can be stated a volatile keyword. So this is also an important in a Java. I will tell you what is a volatile keyword. Volatile keyword, you all know the multi-threading concept, right? So we are using this volatile keyword for the visibility. Okay, we are using this. Sorry, we are using this in the multi-threading for the visibility. Okay, for example. Think like there is a notice board and an office. Okay, so in that notice board everyone can able to see the latest new updates instantly, right? So that is your volatile keyword. So that will be having a multi-threading, and for the visibility, the thread visibility and the no catching, we are using this volatile keyword. Okay, so whenever you are having this question, you may expect the question from the threading or multi-threading or threading visibility. So try to see that also. Okay. So the next question is, so what does the final block does not execute in the Java? Okay. So when the final block will not execute, so where you see the final block in that? Yes, exactly. So in the exception handling, so we know the exceptions, right? So we are having, if you are expecting some exceptions in that, you have to handle that exception handling. And one of the type is we can use the exception handling via blocks, try catch blocks, right? So try catch and then final blocks are we are having. So when we are using, when that final blocks will not execute, that is your question, right? Will not execute. So it will not execute when the system have exit. when the system have exit method, so the final block will not execute. Okay, so final block, we I already told it is for used for an exception handling, and it's used for it's having a three blocks try catch. You no need to use blocks, a finally block, that is an optional block. For when we are using the finally block means whatever it is, handle the exceptions, non handle the exceptions, it should surely run. This lines of code should surely run means we are going to give in that a final block, right? So when that final block will not run means in the case of if we are having the system.exit, or sometimes the program will crash, right? So sometime they due to that cases, we will the final cases will not final block will not execute, and due to some form power failures, and also we are not going we are that final block is not going to execute. Okay, so while you're explaining this question, you may expect what is exception handling, what are the types of exception handling, checked and unchecked exceptions handling you are having, right? How we are going to use a try catch, is that finally sorry final block is required, can I is a cache block is required, why I have to use a cache block after followed by the try block, like that you may have a question, so prepare that also. So next thing, you are having the constructor, right? So constructor we all know, right? A constructor is nothing but your special method. Okay, we are all know the method. The first question itself I told, right? The method is nothing but to achieve your functionality. Whenever you want to achieve the functionality, your logic, if you want to write a logic, you will be using your method. And constructor is nothing but a special type of method. It will looks like a method, but it method will written something like that, right? So but the constructor which is used to initialize the object. Okay, so it's nothing but it's a special type of method, and it is used to initialize the object. Okay, for example, 1 minute people. Yes, I will tell you some example. Okay, so if you have, I told like a method and constructor. So method is like a constructor is like a special type of method, but if there is a method, you have to call. Okay, we have to call it until unless it won't execute. But the constructor is not like that. If you are while creating an object itself, it will run. Okay, so it will run automatically, or it will not run automatically, it will run immediately after the object creation or while the object creation. Okay, so this is a major example second tell, and you may expect the questions like types of constructors, or else you may expect questions like private constructor, copy constructor, like that. You can expect shallow constructor. So see the two questions, see the topic also for this question. And what are the major points of the distinction between the string buffer and then builder? Okay, so I will tell you what is string buffer and then string builder. I will explain you with some columns. Okay, futures, um, speed. Okay, so coming to the string buffer, the future is, for example, if it is a thread safe. Okay, it's a thread safe, but the string builder, it's not a thread safe. Okay, and the string buffer, the speed is slow, and for the string builder the speed is fast. Okay, so you can memorize like the buffer is a safe driver, the safe driver always goes slow, the driver, but that travel is very safe. But the string builder, it's a rash driver, in a sense we can go to the destination very fastly, but we cannot sure about the travel safety. So like that you can memorize these things, string buffer and then string build your differences. I can tell the most things to most things in your interviews is thread safe and your speed. Okay. Sometimes you can tell the mutable things also. Okay, so it's mutable and then immutable, like that examples also you can tell. And then next you are having vector and an array. Vector and an array list. Okay. And write it for so vector, it's also a thread safe and performance performance is slow for an vector. Okay, and array listers no thread safe and the performance is high. Okay, so while explaining this thread safe, you may expect the questions from synchronization, how we can do the synchronization, what are all the levels you can do the synchronization, like that you can do. Okay, so synchronization you can expect while explaining the vector analyst, and also you can expect the collection frameworks. So you may expect some questions from the collection framework also. Okay, so next one is so string is immutable in Java. Why? We know, right? The string is immutable. Immutable means in the Tamil, if you are asking the mutable meaning means that is we cannot change. Okay, நம்மளால change பண்ண முடியாது. That is here immutable. Okay, so after creating the string, if you don't want to change it, if for the security reasons, for the performance reason, you don't want to allow the person to change that value, you can use the string. Okay, so it's nothing but it will not change after the creation. Okay, for example, if you're sending some message, so it cannot be edited. Being the older previous versions and all, you cannot able to edit it, right? So if you are sending it, they can able to view it. If you want to correct it, you may send again, right? So in the older versions and all, think like that. So that does the string immutable. Okay, so why it is immutable? We cannot change it. Why we still using the string is for the security reasons, for the performance reasons, we are using the string immutable string for the immutable one. Okay, so whenever you're having this question, you may expect what a string pool, why we need to, where we need to use, where we need to use strings, like that we can expect, right? Yes. And the difference between the hash map and hash set, if anyone knows in content, simply we can explain pa. Okay, how it will store, whether it will accept the duplicate or not. Okay, so I first will write it for hash map. Hash map is a key value pair. Okay, it will always stores in the key value pair, but hash set is a only values pair. It will having only one values. In the hash map, it will not accept any duplicate values. Okay, key has no duplicate values. Okay, so but in the hash set, there is no duplicate values. Okay, So in the hash map, value can be a duplicate, but the key cannot be a duplicate for the hash map. And one, okay. So how we can store and the duplicate you can tell. Okay. So when we can use hash map and when we can use hash set means, for example, if you want to store some contacts in the phone book, we are having a phone book in our mobile, right? So we are having key and value, right? So key is your name, and then value is your phone number. Like that, we can use the hash map for our phone, kind of real examples. And in the hash set you can use a unique guest list. Okay, so if you are taking some guest list, or you are taking some employee list, or if you are giving some employee IDs to the all the employees, so it should not be a duplicate, right? It should be always an unique, right? So we can use the hash it for the no duplicates. Okay, so while explaining your hash map and then hash it, you may expect the hashing algorithm. So try to see that also. And the next question, we are having this producer consumer problem, and what are the advantages. Okay, so you may all know that producer and then consumer, right? So one who produces, that is a producer, and one they are going to accept it, that is their consumer. Okay, so for example, mom is cooking, and the child is eating, right? So mom is a producer, and kid is a consumer. Okay, like buyer and seller. Okay, so buyer is a producer and seller is a consumer. Okay, so like that you can take it an example, that is a producer and then consumer problem. So they have asked the advantages, right? So advantages is for the efficient usages, we are using this producer and then consumer, and then the synchronization advantages, we want you have to use the producer and consumer. 1 minute, I will put the charge. Yes. And also, while explaining this producer and then consumer problem, you may expect the questions from write off and notify off method. Okay. Try to see this also. And how do you think we can create an immutable classes in Java? How we can create an immutable classes? Why we need to create an immutable classes? That is a question, right? So thread safe, if you want to make it as a thread safe, and if you want to make it want to not change by everyone, so it should not be changed by anyone, so you can use it as the use the class as a immutable. Okay, it's nothing but we cannot change after the creation. So once it is created, it cannot be changed. How we can create is, we can use the final in the class level, and you can use a private fields. So suppose if you're having some fields in the classes, you can make it them as a private access modifier and no setters. Okay, we are having some getters and setters method, right? So if we are giving these three things, we can make it as a class as imputable. So you have to make a class as a final, you have to make the all the fields as a private, and should not use any setters method. So this is your immutable class creations. Okay, so the next one is you are having fail safe and fail fast. Okay, so fail safe and then fail fast differences is, I will tell you with an example. Fail safe is a strict police, and fail fast is a strict police, and fail safe is your adjusting friend. Okay, so fail fast means we will be getting the, yeah, we will not be getting the errors, but it is not safe also. Okay, so I will write it here so that you can able to understand it. Fail safe is you will not get any error, but it's very safe. It's a vice versa for your fail first. It will get an error. Yes, you will get an error, but it's not safe. Okay, so the name itself having some saying safe and say safe and fast word, right? So like that you can memorize it or you can understand it. And if you are explaining the fail safe and then fail fast, you will be having a question from concurrent modification exception. So when that exception will happen, how it will be handled, like the questions you will have. Okay, I will write it here: concurrent modification exceptions. Okay, so this question will be raised whenever you are explaining the fail safe and then fail fast. Okay, next one is an interface. Yes, and its futures. You all know, right? So interface, it is a blueprint of our class, and you all know, right? So, for example, if you want to create an interface, you will be using the interface keyword, and then next to that you can give the flower bracket and then close flower bracket. Inside the method you can give the abstract methods. Okay, so that abstract methods will not be defined, and it will be defined whenever they are implementing that interface. So whichever all the class wants to wants that abstract method to modify, they can extend with the interface and they can do the abstraction. Okay, so we are using this interface to achieve the abstraction. That is the first point you can tell. To achieve the abstraction, you can use an interface. And so we are using the implements keyword. So whenever you're using the inheritance, you are using the extends keyword, right? So, and whenever you want to achieve the abstraction and you want your child class to inherit with the interfaces, you have to use the implements keyword. Okay, so while you are explaining this interface concept, you may have questions from the multiple inheritances also. Okay, and what is solid design? So solid design, I will write it here. So yes, for your single responsibility. Okay, so it should be responsible for single thing, and O is for it should be open or closed. Okay, it should be in either open or closed state. And L is for Liska, and I is for interface, and D is for dependency. So this is your solid principle. So why we have to follow the solid design? So for example, in our colleges or the school time, so if you're having one subject, so there will be a particular teacher for that subject, right? So like that, if you want to write one code, we have to follow some design principles. We have to write a clean code. For that, we have to follow this, or we have to follow the solid design principles. Okay. Or it is in Java package. We all know, right? So we can able to create a Java packages for the grouping. Okay, so whenever I want to grouping the classes, you can use the packages. Okay, for example, if I'm going to develop one application, so in that applications it is having some home pages, contact us pages, services pages, booking pages, gallery pages. So there are having some pages within it. Okay, so each and every section you can create a Java packages for that, so that in the services packages you will have the classes related to that service packages. For the grouping purposes, we are using the classes. Like if you want an example, for example, if you are creating some files or saving some files in the file explorer, you will be put it in the separate folder, right? So like that. whenever you want to grouping, we are using the packages. And also we can give the different name if it is not in the same package. Okay, so for example, if you're having package 1, package 2, you can have the same class name for the package 1 and package 2, because while program running or while the program is seeing, if they do have both classes from the different packages having the same name, so it will be referred like package 1 dot class 1 and package 2 dot class 2, like that they will be referred. So for the namespace and then organizing the codes, we are using the Java package. And then we are having the set and list. Okay, set and list. So in the set, duplicates will not be allowed. Okay, so whenever sometimes you will have questions from this set and then list, so they will be giving some list of list. In that list, there will be having some elements into it, and then they want to remove the duplicates from that list, so that you can convert that list into the set. Okay, so in this sense, first you have to understand there will be no duplicates in your set. And then the orders. Okay, so order, right, that is a sequential order we are having, right? So it will not follow any orders. Set will not follow any orders, like that's the vice versa. It will accept the duplicates. It will accept the duplicates, and there will be some orders. Okay, so it will be showing in an ascending order, sequential order, non-sequential order, like that. So how I give, it will be showing. Okay, so set we can use it for the unique records. For example, unique student IDs, unique office employees IDs, like that you can give. And the duplicate we can give it for an attendance registered. Okay, so while registering their name, they may have the same name or same initials also with the in the name, right? So we can accept, we have to accept the duplicates, then only we can able to store the names, right? So while explaining this set and then set basis list, you may have a questions from collection framework also. Okay, so and also you have a questions from ordered and then non-ordered.